One of my dear friends, Paul, and his partner live in Seattle, and they have 3 beautiful children, and they raise them very comfortably and very easily in that community. But, you know, in America, time travel is actually possible, and all you have to do is get on a Greyhound bus going the wrong direction, and you'll be back 30 years in the past. And there will be places where it's nearly unheard of that a gay couple would have children or raise them or adopt or any of that. So we have a lot of work to do, clearly, in the States. Not everybody comes along at the same time. Harris and I probably hung out with you more than almost any other cast member.
There was a period of time where we probably hung out every day.
Yeah, right.
Every day.
Yeah.
Until you said
mentally the same age. Mentally the same age. That's why. Yeah, right. HRC, Human Rights Campaign, which is one of the biggest gay rights organizations in the States, had a 21-point plan that 21 things the president could do when he came into office without Congress. And he's done 19 of them before his first term is up. So they're serious about it. They're just playing a bit more chess, I think, than people give them credit for. But yeah. This is something, you know, we dealt with a lot because this show was first out of the gate on a lot of, I think the main thing is that in this show you had arguably some of the worst stereotypes of what people assume about gay people, and yet by the end of the series you loved these people and you respected them. And that has more value than just having 2 people who behave like everybody else does who happen to be gay. Because if you can learn to love the people you might have the most problem with socially, then loving and befriending the person in your office who is gay is way easier because you go farther than is necessary. And Queer as Folk did that. Will and Grace and a couple of the other shows absolutely made a huge difference for people, but it also kept the line very soft. Queer as Folk made you push past the social comfort zone. And if you could, like I said, if you could fall in love with the character of Brian and realize that he was capable of falling in love by the end of the series, then you could believe that 2 men could be in love, no matter who they were. And that had a tremendous amount of value, I thought. I mean, short of giving an answer that you can't cover everybody all at once, I think when you're trying to introduce the American public to gay, lesbian, and transgender people, bisexual is the next tier, and I do think that's an important storyline that needs to happen out front. I have Michael's wedding ring from the show. I still have it, and we had 2 actually. One that fit and one that didn't, and yeah, and he still has it, and it's and there's single moments that stand out to me. There was a scene I did with Scott at one point where Michael comes to confront him when he has during the time when he was separating himself because he was because of his drug addiction and all that stuff, and there was just this moment where Michael comes over to talk about nothing. And then it turns into a scene about something. And I remember the hair on my arm standing up in a moment that I really felt that the characters had connected and that there was love there. And I'd always had really a profound respect for Scott and just how present he was in that. When Harris first joined us, there was a scene where you bring him into the house, and I had to figure out how to not like it, because I so enjoyed being around Harris. And so the way I did it was I treated him like, and this was my actor motivation was, he's a squirrel loose in the house. That was what I treated him like. And if you look at how he's doing, it's like you would do if there was a squirrel in your house, and you're like, not a rat, not a bat, but a squirrel, which is cute, but it's a rodent, and ick, and cute, and like this, all these conflicted emotions came from treating Harris like a squirrel. And I would be remiss if I didn't bring up the first time Sharon slapped me. The slapping became a regular element to the point where they actually cut together to, I think, Blue Danube. me being smacked, to teeth rattling effect. At one point, they had to tape her bracelets because when she smacked me, they made too much noise. Yeah. Tell them about that, because it was the coat line when we were walking away from when Michael and Debbie are walking away from to see his mother, basically, about it, and I say, you're wearing that same old coat, and she goes, well, you'll buy me a new one when you get rich and famous, and I go, that'll happen, or whatever, and she's supposed to smack me in the back of the head, and you went like that, and I went, yeah. Well, you also
hurting the bracelet.
Yeah, no, yeah, she did. But I literally had to go, look, you can really wallop me or whatever. And it was interesting because as soon as you did that, and from that point on, the harder she hit me, the more people were like, that's mother and son.